Hello, friends. I'm very pleased to meet you all here at our live event, which is dedicated today to one of the most well known obstacles that can slow down your outreach efforts. And I'm speaking here about LinkedIn connection limits. So while we are waiting for more people to join, let's get acquainted a little bit. So it would be great if you could drop just a few words in the chat. Where are you from? What is your role? So, for example, are you in marketing or in sales, for example, or maybe in lead generation? So it would be great to know each other a little bit better. As for me, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Maria, and I've been in sales for more than 6 years. Currently, I'm with Closely, sales intelligence platform, where we help people to use the power of LinkedIn, and not only of LinkedIn, but I will tell about this a little bit later, for boosting brand awareness and sales. In our previous webinars, in our previous live events, we spoke a lot about LinkedIn. And at our last live event, we spoke about hyper-targeted list building and where to find the most relevant audience for your outreach, with some examples, how you can apply this strategy for growing your community, for promoting your content, or for inviting people to your events. You can find this and many others records at our YouTube channel and on our website. I welcome you to visit it. And today I would like to speak about quite sensitive topic about current LinkedIn limits in place, about ways to add more people to your network without breaking any rules, and all this wrapped with the latest updates from Closely team. And by the way, make sure to stay till the end of our webinar. Stay with us along the way, because at the end of our conversation, I'm going to share some cool updates from our team, as well as a free promo code, so you can try one of our new solutions on your own absolutely for free. So today we'll speak about current LinkedIn limits and how they affect your business. About ways to overcome this. For example, about built-in features from LinkedIn, like invite by email and CSV uploads, about paid way from LinkedIn InMail, and also about invite by email feature from Closely. We also will speak about ways to find emails for invite by emails feature, also about free and paid solutions, and we will speak about the latest update from Closely team about Explorer. Basically, if we're speaking about lead generation, so it's arguably essential part of sales, of any sales process. And because without leads, you can't just create any new business or sales. And there are a lot of ways to start with the lead generation, but one of the most effective, at least right now, is LinkedIn outreach, because you can connect with founders, with CEOs and other decision makers from any company in the world just through LinkedIn directly, because LinkedIn has like 57 million businesses, and like way more people have their accounts on LinkedIn. So you can basically have all of those people just within few clicks on LinkedIn. And according to interesting statistic from Apollo.io, the top 3 countries with the biggest number of users are United States, India, and China. And you see those huge numbers right on the screen right now. But of course, it's not like you can connect with everybody every day, because with the new LinkedIn connection limits, there is a restriction to the number of connections you can make per week. Because before, you can send virtually any amount of LinkedIn connection requests per day. And however, in recent months, the popularity of automation tools have significantly increased the volumes of invitations sent on LinkedIn and the use of this network as an acquisition channel. And as no one likes to receive numerous marketing and sales speeches, often they are poorly written and poorly qualified. We all know this, and everybody, I think, received such kind of messages, such kind of requests. And so LinkedIn, therefore, decided to strike a blow by reducing the number of possible invitations to about 100 per week, compared to more than 500 previously. So the imposed change aims to limit the excessive prospecting via automated sending of invitations and pushing members towards paid LinkedIn solutions, for instance, InMail. While sending them to potential leads can be quite expensive, but we will cover this a little bit later in our conversation. So why is your LinkedIn invitation quota limited to just 100 per week? First of all, this deployment, the deployment of 100 invite limit on LinkedIn is quite gradual, and not all users are still affected. LinkedIn algorithm decides whether to apply this 100 invite per week restriction to you based on different criteria. For example, based on number of pending invitations, also based on the time and activity you're spent on LinkedIn, and connections to different automation APIs, of course. And last but not least, even this is one of the most important things that LinkedIn takes into consideration when thinking about imposing different limits on your account, is about social selling index, or SSI. So if you accumulate suspicious behavior, you have a greater chance of having the restriction applied. On the other hand, some accounts, and we still continue to see this situation, some accounts with high social selling index are able to send more than 100 connection requests per week. But unfortunately, there is no chance to know this in advance, since LinkedIn keeps those circumstances under secret. And even if you bought a sales navigator, for instance, you can't be sure that you will be able to send 100 connections per week or a little bit more. Seems like sometimes people who have bought sales navigator are able to send up to 150 connections per week, and sometimes this capacity is limited to 50 or 80 per week only. And if you are constantly trying to access those limits, your account may end up in a LinkedIn jail. We all have heard about this. I hope that nobody have been there yet. And this is when basically your LinkedIn user account is suspended for sending too many connection requests, in combination with receiving too many people declining your connection requests, for instance. And one of the most common reasons users receive this restriction message is because they use a third-party application, especially Chrome extension. So if you are thrown in LinkedIn jail, the solution for escaping it basically lies in the message that LinkedIn sent to you. So for instance, if you see the message, it appears you are visiting a very high number of pages on LinkedIn with a supernatural frequency. It's better to stop any outreach activities, including visiting other pages as well, other profiles as well. And LinkedIn also informs you that even if your account gets temporarily suspended due to excessive page requests, you do not need to worry, because it will get restored at a time that is also specified on the suspension notification. But of course, this does not mean that you can just get away every time because of your account gets temporarily restricted constantly. Then it may cause for you a permanent ban. So what you can do in order to avoid LinkedIn jail? First of all, we encourage you to send, of course, a personalized connection request to people you want to connect with, because as I mentioned before, sometimes people hit "I don't know this person" and decline the invitation button, which also affects your account reputation. So try to use personalization from the very first step. And of course, try to use safe automation solutions. Just try to avoid different Chrome extensions. So basically, if you are thrown to LinkedIn jail up to three times, you may end up that LinkedIn will shut down your account. However, LinkedIn reserves the right to ask you for some kind of documentation just to confirm your personality and to release your account. So just be careful when you're choosing an automation solution for your LinkedIn outreach. It is always better to use a solution that mimics real human behavior and just does not surf in with non-human speed like LinkedIn pages, and also make random delays between different actions like profile views, sending requests, and messages. So generally, LinkedIn tries to detect and seize the number of the automation solution you are using, and of course, this is the number of connection requests that you are sending per week. So if you see this exact message that you can see right now on your screen, this means that you have already reached your weekly connection limit. And as I mentioned before, sometimes this number can be far from even 100. It can be much lower. It all depends on the strengths of your LinkedIn account, of your social selling index, on the fact what kind of automation solutions do you use, and on some other factors that LinkedIn considers as important. So, but unfortunately, this is a black box, so we do not know exactly what kind of reasons do they have behind their solutions of imposing some limits to your account. So the limitations and restrictions of LinkedIn connection requests were changed, and what used to be 3,000 connection requests a month before, like few months before, that is just 100 connection requests per day. Now it comes to 400 connection in a month, actually. And this is just 100 connection requests in a week. And generally speaking, you are limited to around 250 LinkedIn actions per day. This all including connection requests, messages, profile views. So all of those actions are being counted. So if you still intend to connect with individuals exceeding your limit, then you'll either have to just follow them to view their profile or their posts, or you can prefer to send InMail to them or try some other solutions. We will cover a bit later this. And basically, how do those limits, how do they affect your business? First of all, since the size of your funnel keeps seizing up, you need to work more on the quality of your content and your messages in order to maintain high accept and reply rates. And also, since definitely spray and pray approach is doomed, it's vital to pay attention to people you are sending your requests and messages to and focus on the quality of your database. Because if you continue to send your messages in uncontrolled manner, like literally to everybody, you'll face ending up with a relevant audience in your network without a chance to expand it further, except like removing people manually. And you will face like general decreasing of number of like acceptance rate, reply rates, and of course, overall conversions rate. So we have spoken about this numerous times, but I keep saying that focusing on your ICP and understanding whom you are addressing and what you would like to offer those people is half of success. It's like 50%, even more. Because without understanding the real needs of your audience, you won't be able to create a relevant proposition, relevant communication, and relevant relationships. And I won't stop here for long because you can find more details about how to define your ICP, how to work with it in our blog. I highly encourage you to visit it. Our content manager have written amazing articles about this. Yeah. But the key statement over here is that the better you understand your audience, the more chances you have to create a relevant profile, find relevant people, and master relevant campaigns and relevant offers for them. So what is also important to understand that is LinkedIn is definitely not going to come back to the old way of sending more requests, because they're trying to keep the platform for professional and networking activities only. This completely ceasing spam and commercial usage. However, speaking about the technical part, there are some ways to bypass current limits, and I'm going to share them with you. We'll start with probably the easiest solutions. Of course, each of this solution has its pros and cons. We will cover them as well. So generally, after running out of weekly connections, there is a trick, absolutely legal and allowed by LinkedIn itself, to send connection requests that do not count in your weekly limit. So if you have a list of emails of people you want to connect with, you can bypass the weekly invitation limit just uploading this list directly into LinkedIn. So as I mentioned, this hack is actually provided by LinkedIn itself, and LinkedIn assumes that since you know the email of the person, you probably have met him or her in person. So this option is available both with free and paid LinkedIn solution. And let's just see how does it work. So first of all, find the list of emails of people you want to connect with. Just a second, we're jumping to LinkedIn. So find a list of people you're trying to connect with. Then go to your contacts and click on the button Add More Contacts. Over here, we are looking for a feature that is called Invite by Email. Just simply click on this button, Invite by Email, and just enter the email address in this field. If you have few email addresses, you can simply separate them by comma. The thing here is that it is not allowed to add any kind of custom connection message over here. So you're just allowed to choose from the existing one, and the most common one and the most neutral one is I'd like to add you to my professional network. So just once you have typed all the email addresses that you have in this field, just simply click continue, and you will see that your invitation have been sent. And you also will see those invitations in the pending field in my network. Another way, if you have a lot of emails, you can compile them in CSV and proceed with other option, which is called upload a CSV. So currently this is the last button over here, and it's called upload a file. Just simply select file from your computer and upload it over here. So LinkedIn will find accounts that are associated with this, with those email addresses. So you can just tick the boxes and invite those people to your network. As I said before, those invitations, they are not counted towards your weekly limit. Good news that those hacks, they are available to anyone. And not so good news, it's hard to track who has accepted your request and who have actually responded to it, except for doing this manually right in your LinkedIn inbox. And although there are no official limits from LinkedIn for this feature announced, like you can try to upload unlimited number of emails, but you'd better be careful as well with this. Because nobody knows, as I mentioned before, this is a total black box. So if you will constantly trying to upload like really huge lists with really huge number of email addresses, you may end up also with the attention from LinkedIn side. Another way, which is not about, unfortunately, it's not a free solution. This is paid solution from LinkedIn. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, by introducing InMails, LinkedIn tried to push people towards using this particular solution from LinkedIn as an alternative to reach out to more people, as an alternative to different automated solutions. So InMails, they basically are not free solution. This is exclusive premium messaging service that is a part of LinkedIn, and you can get access to this feature provided that you have a premium account. And InMails, they allow you to send customized personal messages to your potential leads without the need to connect with them actually. So therefore, you don't have to worry about your LinkedIn limits, LinkedIn weekly invitation limits, and you can save so much time till just like waiting to connect with more people just simply by using InMails. Although you can send InMails to people without connecting with them, InMails also have limitations. According to the subscription plan you have opted for, you can get like from 5 credits to 150 InMail credits to approach the people who are not in your network Basically, this is just a quick overview about the pricing of InMail, about their costs and how many credits can you get for this price. And you can see that with the free account, you have 0 credits, obviously, because this is the paid solution. And basically, starting from $30 per month, you're starting to receive around 5 credits. The highest number of credits available is for Recruiter paid LinkedIn plan. But I must say that this is quite a pricey solution. And anyway, you still have those limits. So when you have subscribed just to a LinkedIn premium account, you are eligible for up to 5 credits a month. If you hopefully have a Sales Navigator account also, then your credits becoming like 20. If you have unused credits, then they get carried forward to the next month. And they are valid for 3 months before just total expiration. And of course, there are certain drawbacks about using InMails. And first of all, it's about cost. There is no secret that even though LinkedIn InMails, they have their own advantages like higher visibility, faster communication, the cost of LinkedIn InMails obviously calls for some alternatives in the long run. Also, multiple payments. So even if you have already contacted a person through InMail before, you will have to pay again to send another InMail to that individual. And this is a major drawback of contacting through InMails. This is a field where LinkedIn's hold control of those relationships still. And limits. The number of InMails are limited, is limited in general. So that is, say, so if you have 150 InMails, you get a maximum 150 InMails and about 800 InMails if both you and your recipient or recipients are users of LinkedIn premium accounts. So also there must be a condition that their account is open. So you see there are too many circumstances around those limits. And basically, how are you going to send more than 150 emails if your recipient or recipients do not have open accounts, open premium accounts? So that is still remains a question. And also, messages can get into spam. This is important thing because they appear in your inbox, in your LinkedIn inbox with special like markup InMail, but very, very frequently, and I experienced this on my own. The messages from recipients who are using InMails, they can get into your spam box. So if you're not checking it frequently or very cautiously, so in this case, this type of messages can be simply deleted from your inbox. There is also much easier way, and to those from our audience who have already been using closely, you probably know about this feature. And I'm speaking here about uploading a list of your prospect emails and using invite by email campaign. So what basically you need a CSV list with email addresses, and currently you can upload a list with up to 500 email addresses. And if you remember, I mentioned before that even though there are no official limits on official limits for inviting by email feature from LinkedIn side, we just create this limitation in order to avoid like possible failures when you're trying to upload a really huge list of emails. So just go to your Closely account, choose create new campaign and choose invite by email campaign type. You can upload your CSV file, just simply find it on your computer and proceed to writing messages. Just exactly as with real LinkedIn account, unfortunately, there is no option currently to send a connection request, connection message, but you can customize your follow-ups. So you can create like any amount of follow-ups. I just recommend to stay within some reasonable numbers, like up to 7. And you can also you can choose any time delay, just right after the request is accepted, or 1 day, and create this type of the chain you would love to create. You can also preview your message and see how does it look for your audience. And you can proceed to starting the campaign immediately or just simply save it as a draft. All connection requests will be sent at once and they won't be counted into LinkedIn accounts limit. So moreover, if you are creating a campaign, so the problem of tracking who actually accepted your request, the problem of tracking the results, and the problem of proper responding to those recipients as disappearance, since you have an opportunity to work directly in your built-in inbox and closely. You just simply choose the filter by campaign, choosing the campaign you have created, and you will be able to work with the messages that are associated specifically with this type of campaign. So you don't have to create some kind of Google Sheets, for example, in order to manage the number of requests sent, number of requests accepted, and also of managing different reply types. So with Closely, it's much easier to create this type of campaign than on LinkedIn directly. So basically, in order to use the aforementioned ways of bypassing current LinkedIn limits and speeding up the limits of the increasing of your network, of your LinkedIn network, you need to have, obviously, prospects' email addresses. So how to find them? And this may not be the easiest question. And there are plenty of email finder tools you can use to find email addresses. It's totally up to your needs, up to your budget, of course. So there are both free and paid solution. Totally depends on your needs. So let's, for example, start. I will just quickly go through the main tools, and you can also look for overviews in the internet for comparative tables. And we also mentioned this before in our previous live events, just explaining other types of email finders. So you can also refresh those knowledges by visiting our YouTube channel and looking for previous live events. So basically, the most popular tools, I will just cover them very quickly. So once you have searched down and narrowed down the type of people you want to connect and communicate with, you can use an email finding tool that can help you to get all the necessary contact details of those individuals, of those decision makers. So both from professional email addresses to personal email addresses, and even sometimes phone numbers. And the best part here is with those tools, you don't even need to connect with those people to gain all this data. Because, for example, with SalesQL, with Snov.io, with Apollo.io, and with Scrap, you can just simply install those Chrome extensions, register your account, and go to your LinkedIn account. Then just search people through regular LinkedIn search or paid one if you have that type of account, and look for their email addresses. So later you can save them in different formats and use for your own purposes, for email outreach, for example, or for inviting people by email. Another way that if you want to find the email addresses of multiple individuals within one company, you could use a tool like Mail Hunter or Hunter.io or Find That Lead or Voila Norbert or any type of domain email finders. The tool like this, that actually like domain email finder, will list all the email addresses of employees at that company, along with their names and their job positions. So this is good when you know exactly the company that you want to look for leads within. Also, good news that you still have a chance to find some contact information, say so email addresses, using different free ways. First of all, find contacts on LinkedIn. Sometimes you are lucky enough to find a person email right on her or his profile in the contact info section. If he or she doesn't mind exposing this in public, sometimes even phone numbers are there. So just you have to look carefully through profile. Also, if you know the exact company that the prospect is working at, you can also look at about us page, because very oftenly there are along with the names, job titles, and sometimes with a short description of the person's biography or maybe job duties, you can also find work email. The thing here is that this is still work email, and if we are speaking about inviting by email feature, like just to add more people to your network through LinkedIn, most contacts are registered with private emails. But anyway, it's better to try this way as well, because at least it is free. And also different social media like Facebook, like Twitter, like YouTube, they are also good, like quite good options if you have plenty of time and if you know exactly whom you would like to find there. But the aforementioned methods are good if you are seeking individual contacts, and they are definitely not the best option if you are at the scaling stage, because just imagine yourself sitting and looking through LinkedIn, through websites, through Facebook, just step by step, and wasting all your time just trying to find that single email. And it may happen that you will end up just with zero result. Yes, sometimes it may happen. So again, those are good ways, but only if you have plenty of time and you're not planning, like rapidly expand your outreach process. Because otherwise, the fastest and the easiest way to build your prospect list is about using database tools, where the process of finding the company's contacts and validated contact details is just reduced to a single step, or just 2 steps actually, because you get lookalike prospects by simply running through your ICP and just simply by entering the input data into the tool itself. So in other words, by giving the attributes of your ideal customer, you get a list of prospects that share the same attributes as them. And for instance, this is just an example. If you want to get the contact information like emails, phone numbers of the CEOs of companies that are, let's say, from 25 to 100 employees in size, and they are in software space and are located in somewhere in the United States. So the ideal way is that you are using a full cycle prospect finding tool for this. So you simply input this company and contact attributes into the lead finder tool and click on the search button. And therefore you will get a list with the prospects, with the people that are matching your input data, your ICP. There are several similar tools like that provide you with the basic company and context filtering, like ZoomInfo, Lusha, Visa, Datanize, and many, many others. And we tried a lot of them actually, and I have shared with you in one of our previous live events a short overview of some of them, like for example for ZoomInfo. And you can find also very detailed reviews on web for each of them. So I'll cover here just a few that we did not mention here before. So the first one, it's like one of the most popular tools right now, is Lusha. And it has really simple interface, and it is really user-friendly, very easy to use from the very first steps. Also, there is a plugin that allows you to see the email addresses right on the LinkedIn page. So you just simply need less toggling between tabs. Also, which is very important, that the cancellation, you can cancel your subscription anytime. So there are no annual agreements, and you don't have to wait till the agreement term expires. So, but obviously there are some disadvantages. It is still expensive. Data accuracy may be low, and there are more work emails and much less personal. If we are speaking again about the fact that we need those emails for finding people on LinkedIn and inviting them to our network. Another tool, Visa.com, it has optimal price, and also there is an ability to find emails and extract them in bulk. But unfortunately, there is no opportunity to use embedded searches of people. So, and also, again, the same problem, there are much more work emails than personal ones. And again, when you're trying to evaluate the perfect email finding tool, just simply think about few important points. First of all, about the general amount, about your, I would say, outreach capacity. So how many emails do you need for your outreach, for keeping it on some optimal level? Secondly, it's about your budget, of course, because some of the tools, like they already mentioned, ZoomInfo, for example, they are quite expensive, although they have huge database and huge amount of filters. But for the businesses that are looking for some optimal price and optimal solution, it may be really too expensive. And again, sometimes you have only yearly agreement options, so you cannot cancel anytime. And which is also important is that at some particular point, when you're using your email finding tool, for example, for 12 months, after a certain period of time, the quality of the database that is available for you in your email finding tool significantly decreases. So at first you have plenty of emails, you have plenty of people according to your ICP, but naturally down the road, the number of relevant people and the number of the data accuracy becoming lower and lower. And when you are locked in long agreements, it may be an issue for you and an issue for both for a company and both for you if you are in charge of sales, for example. And the quality of your pipeline is obviously depends on the quality of your database. So when it comes also to finding a perfect email finding tool, it's important to remember one more thing, as that in most cases you'll need to extract to find and then extract email addresses, export them, and upload into another solution. So speaking about email outreach, it can be the CRM that you're using, sales CRM, sales tool. Or if we are speaking about LinkedIn outreach, you can use another tool for LinkedIn outreach. But nevertheless, those are two separate processes. First of all, you have to find those emails, validate them. Secondly, you have to use them directly for your outreach through different tool. And this is where we are coming with the amazing news from our team. And I bet some of you already have read it somewhere, maybe on our social media or receiving one of our updates messages. So basically, we created and launched a new product, Closely Explorer. So where you'll be able to get like the following data in just a few clicks. So we have more than 150 million business profiles within 30 million companies. So this is a very powerful email finding tool with a huge database. It has business and personal emails also. Also, you can find LinkedIn URLs for each prospect from this database. Speaking about your ICP and how you can make sure that those people that you have found, they are matching your ICP, you can use filters like industry, location, team size, and others. Let's just have a closer look live because it's better to see than to speak a lot. So Closely is a feature that is available right for, Explorer is a feature, is actually a tool that is available both with your Closely account, and also you can register and use just simply Explorer without using Closely automated solution if you want to use those credits, those email for example, outreach, email outreach. So you can see here that, by the way, this is the number of the total records that we have, and this number is actually constantly updating because we are working in our database in order to add more contacts and enhance this data. Secondly, you can see filters over here. So you can see company name, job department, company industry, company size, and prospect location. I know that many of you guys have been asking, are we planning to add more filters? And the answer is yes, we are working it, or actually the tech team is right now working on this. So we'll add more filters and more opportunities within those filters to make your search more precise. Currently, you can use company name by simply inputting some kind of, by simply inputting the name of the company you want to search prospects within. Sorry, again, not the type of language. For example, you can find the company manually, or you can see that from a drop-down list, there is a list of the companies with the highest amount of prospects available in this database. So you can choose, for example, one or a few companies over here, or simply leave this field empty. Job department, it actually includes some of the most common department known. And we are also working on adding job title filter as well, just to make your search more precise. As I said before, currently you can choose from available options, or you can again leave this filter empty. But of course, it's better to choose some kind of department in order to make sure that your message will be received by relevant people, by relevant department, and won't be addressed to human resources department if you are looking for sales professionals. That's quite obvious. So let's choose sales here. Another type is about company industry. So for instance, let's choose information technology and services. But again, you can choose a few of them, few of industries. We don't limit you over here with any amount of filters that you may use. Company size, available also in many variations, and the prospect location. Currently, you can find prospects by countries, and also we are working on the opportunity to add cities as well. But as we will see later, you will find out and see the information about prospect city right from his or her profile. Let's click search and see how many results will we get here. Sorry. Let's just because one of the filters is simply does not match in the size of Google and Amazon companies, because I chose like 50 and 100 employees, which is obviously very small amount. So yeah, you can see that applying the following filters, we were able to find around 300 prospects working in sales in the aforementioned companies. Located in the United States. And speaking about the exact location, which you can also use, for example, for your statistic or for your internal information, you can find out the precise location under this field, because despite the fact that we have a filter only for a country, you can see an exact, for example, state, and you can see the exact city over here. So what type of information you can receive from this window? So obviously, as I mentioned before, this is a link to LinkedIn profile, full name, company, department, location. And one of the most interesting things is about, of course, contacts. We are able to find the amount of emails associated with this person. So starting from 1 and finishing with actually all available numbers. So for example, if person has 3 emails, we will be able to find 3 emails, including work emails and personal ones. How does it work? So you need to click on the person profile, or you can select all of them actually and open emails. When you will click to open emails button, you will see the email addresses, including both work and personal, anything that we were able to find out in our database. You can see that over here, for example, we have 3 emails, like just one over here, very different numbers. But anyway, we will be able to find them to find all records associated with this person in our database. So how does it work in terms of the credit system? So basically, one account, once you will open one account information, you will be charged with one credit. And despite the fact that, for example, we displayed 3 email addresses for one person, you will be charged with one credit only. So basically, regardless of the fact how many emails we found, 1, 2, or 3, you'll be charged with one credit only. So basically, what you can do with those emails, you can open them and you can export them to CSV. So let's select 25 of them. And when you will export those credits, you will see the amount of credits you are spending right now and how many records for this export do you have. You can save it and use it for your purposes. For instance, you can use it for your email outreach and launch email outreach campaign. Or alternatively, you can use it for invite by email campaign with Closely or with any tool that you are using for automation. As we covered before, you just have to go to invite by email campaign and upload your CSV file, the one that you were able to get with Closely Explorer. Yeah, but I'm currently running another, uploading another list of the people, so therefore I cannot finish right now. But once you will upload those files into this type of campaign, everything will be pretty regular from the steps. So just simply write a message and add follow-ups to your, create a chain of the follow-ups and launch your campaign. So as we spoke before, all the requests that were associated with the respective like LinkedIn accounts, they will be sent at once, and your follow-ups will be sent according to the limits that you have established in your Closely account. So basically, as I mentioned also before, you can manage the conversation right in Closely inbox, like conversation associated with this type of campaign. So it makes, from now on, it makes Closely like a full cycle email finding and LinkedIn prospecting tool, because using Closely Explorer and using invite by email campaign, type of campaign with Closely, you are able to get both contacts of your, according to your ICP, contacts of the prospect according to your ICP. You are also able to launch specific campaigns, increasing your network absolutely legally without like breaking any kind of rules, because as we spoke previously, this is officially allowed by LinkedIn, so you can expand your network in this way. And of course, you can get like more specific outcomes from this, like it depending on your goals, like get your demos booked, encouraging people to visit your website and download your content, for example. Also invite them to join your groups, invite them to join your communities, invite them to your events, and basically encourage them to do anything you want them to do. But of course, first of all, it's about expanding your network with the qualified people, because as also we mentioned briefly before, since your overall conversion rate and the effectiveness of your pipeline depends completely on the quality of your database, it makes sense to start from the very beginning with the high quality of leads. So use a good email finding tool. And also, as I promised, we have some amazing news, and 1,000 credits. So one credit is one actually profile on Explorer will be available for free exclusively to you guys with the unique promo code. So please drop your email right now in a chat in commentaries, and I'll send this unique promo code, because it will be a specific one for each email, to your emails. Just don't forget to check your mailboxes tomorrow, because we'll do this tomorrow morning. So we are just waiting right now for your emails in a chat. And also, I would love to welcome you to join our Facebook community, The Closers, if you are still not there, where you'll be able to earn additional free credits for participating in different activities. And you can actually apply few promo codes, so you can get even more than 1,000 free email addresses, free contacts with Closely Explorer. You can find the link to the Closers in the description of this video. So basically, while we are waiting for your emails in the chat, just let me briefly sum up our today's conversation. So basically, we covered that the most effective and absolutely legal, I emphasize this again, way to expand your network on LinkedIn and to avoid those weekly limitations is about expanding your network through invite by email feature. Although this feature is available on LinkedIn directly and absolutely for free, we know that there are some drawbacks of using it. First of all, due to the fact that it is impossible to track the effectiveness of your campaign except for doing it manually. Just simply type in the amount of requests you have sent and the amount of people who have responded to this type of not campaign but way of expanding your network, etc. So it's quite not effective and time-consuming way. So basically, it's better to use invite by email feature offered by automation tools and by Closely in particular. So prior to this, you have to find email addresses of your prospects, that you would like to add to your network and expand it with them. So there are a lot of email finding tools, and everything depends on your budget, on your goals, on the number of email addresses that you would like to receive at the end. But basically, with this issue in mind, we developed Closely Explorer that allow you to look through a huge and very extensive database of emails, run through your ICP, just simply input the data according to your ICP using different filters, and we are adding more soon, and get a list of contact details about the prospect who are matching your ICP. So you are basically able to build this prospect list using different filters and using a precise search. You also get access both to business and personal emails of prospects, and which is also important to LinkedIn URLs. So you can use this output data, the output as a list of email addresses for different goals. It depends on your purpose, I would say. So both for email outreach, or you can upload this list and run invite by email campaign in order to extend your LinkedIn network. So with this type of campaign, you are able to send much more connection requests than just 100 allowed by LinkedIn currently. And which is even more important, you can use this with much higher effectiveness because you have a separate campaign, you have a separate statistic about this campaign, and you also are able to manage those conversations in one built-in inbox, which makes it more much more efficient than just doing this manually. So basically, let me ask our moderator, do we have any kind of questions that are still require some kind of answers? RCU. Can we now send, can we now send email to you for connecting the promo code? Exactly, guys, just for your convenience. I'm leaving right now my personal email over here, so you can use mariabilik, closelyhq.com for sending your emails. So just make sure that we'll gather both emails from this chat, and we'll also gather emails from my personal email address, and tomorrow we will send you those unique promo codes. And anyway, if you have like any specific type of questions, just please feel free to drop your questions via email or just directly in chat in Closely if you are already a Closely user. And by the way, I mentioned it briefly, just want to emphasize once again that you can both use Explorer just being a current Closely user. I mean, just if you have a registered account with Closely and if you are running some outreach activities. And you can also try Explorer, just simply register at the platform and just getting the email addresses and using them for your own purposes, or using those credits, this data with another email outreach tool. But of course, we're encouraging you to try the Closely as an outreach tool as well. Do we have some other type of question? Just a couple of seconds. Yeah, just looking for some questions. Yeah, I see a lot of questions about sharing the email for the promo code. Sure, guys, please make sure and feel completely free to use my email. I will check the mailbox today, so no one email will be lost. Wow, guys, I see that our content manager and our CEO done a great job just answering all the questions over here. So I see that we almost run out of time. So we have like even run out of it almost. So, okay, please make sure to note my email address and drop your emails to this address. And we will also answer the remaining questions over here. And they all will be available after this after this translation was the recording. So you can find out those all the question, all the answers right after this video. Sorry, we just run out of time over here. And thank you very much for your time. It was real pleasure to speak with you, to share those amazing news. I'm happy that we have that our network is growing and our community is growing. So I encourage you to join, and please make sure that you always have a chance to drop your questions both in chat or directly on our website or to my personal email. Thank you very much again for your time. I'll come back tomorrow with the promo codes, guys, and hope you will have amazing evening today. So see you soon.